My perfect birth plan journey. Join me as I take on the challenge of creating my perfect birth plan from scratch today. Having a birth plan is one of the most empowering things you can do as an expecting parent. It's a way to take control of your birthing experience, communicate your wishes to your healthcare team, and ensure that your birth experience is exactly what you want it to be. One of the biggest challenges that many parents face when creating a birth plan is misinformation. There's so much conflicting advice out there, and it can be hard to know what's true and what's not. This can lead to a lot of fear and uncertainty, which can be really overwhelming. Another challenge is that many people don't even know where to start when it comes to creating a birth plan. They might not know what questions to ask, or what options are available to them. This lack of knowledge can make it hard to make informed decisions about their care. Additionally, some parents might feel like their healthcare provider is pushing them towards a certain type of birth, or that their options are limited. This can be really frustrating, especially if you're someone who wants a very specific type of birth experience. And finally, some people might be worried that if they do create a birth plan, it will be ignored, or that it won't be taken seriously. This fear can hold people back from even trying to create a plan in the first place. Despite these challenges, having a birth plan is so important. It's a way to take back control of your body and your birth experience, and to make sure that your needs are met. So, what makes a perfect birth plan? Well, it's all about outlining your preferences for labor, delivery, and postpartum care. This includes things like how you want to manage your pain, whether or not you want any medical interventions, and what kind of support you want during labor. It's also important to consider what will happen after the baby is born, including things like skin-to-skin contact, breastfeeding, and newborn care. Having a birth plan is not just about listing out your preferences, though, it's also about being flexible. Things don't always go as planned, and being able to adapt to any situation that arises is crucial. This is why it's so important to discuss your plan with your healthcare provider ahead of time, and to make sure that everyone is on the same page. I want to share a powerful success story with you. One of my friends, Sarah, had a birth plan in place for her second child. She was adamant that she wanted a vaginal birth, and she had specified that she didn't want any medical interventions unless absolutely necessary. Despite some complications during labor, Sarah was able to stick to her plan, and she had an amazing, empowering birth experience. She was able to push her baby out naturally, and she felt so proud and strong afterwards. Sarah's story is a great example of how having a birth plan can make all the difference. She was able to communicate her wishes to her healthcare team, and she was able to get the birth experience that she wanted. She felt empowered and in control, and she was able to look back on her birth experience with pride. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Having a birth plan is essential for any expecting parent. It's a way to take back control of your body and your birth experience, and to make sure that your needs are met. Remember, it's all about outlining your preferences, being flexible, and communicating with your healthcare team. If you're expecting, I encourage you to take the first step in creating your own birth plan today. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. You got this. Please visit our sponsor's e-commerce baby shoe store by clicking the link in the video description, and don't forget to like and subscribe for all future videos. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you've had a birth plan in place for your own birth experience, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below.